Gentlemen, what you think about a year being red ball champions and having those jackets? I'm just curious, what's it been like?
Oh gosh, it's kind of like piston excellence. Just been a wonderful year. I remember the day when I woke up last year. I just knew something special was going to happen.
We tried to lose the red ball, and we couldn't. We couldn't
No,
lose it.
you worked exceptionally hard, if I remember right, trying to lose that red ball.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'd try to lose it, and Kenny would find it.
Yeah. So you talk about waking up that day and something felt special. I guess I'm interested in just the year as well. And I guess what was it like waking up the next day?
I don't know. It was an easier flight home, that's for sure. Had a smile on my face the whole time.
Is it true, Bob, that your neighbors came out and welcomed you home?
Uh they waved. They waved. So
Yeah, it got around.
yeah, this red ball thing travels further than you know. That's for sure.
Do you have more respect for the red ball now than you had prior to being champions?
Respect, yes, you always had respect, even for past winners. I admired those guys. Interesting when you see, the guys that were there before us, their names on the trophy. It's like, wow.
In fact, if you remember, Bob, our win was when you showed up drunk on 18 trying to talk Paolo into the pond. That's when we won it.
You guys always criticize me for that. How do we know I didn't help?
Keep him out of the pond?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All
That's
right.
I don't.
I apologize. I take that back. All these years I've been holding a grudge, taking my money to farmers and to Premier. And now I realize it's all misguided.
We truly don't know what my impact was. I could have been an angel on his shoulder.
Hey Joe, question for you. Did you notice anybody on the plane a little somber, treating you differently?
Well, I wore the red jacket. I slept in it that night. And I wore it on the plane the next day. And I think some of the people, they weren't even in our golf group. They were coming up to me asking, I just told them what Bob and I had accomplished, and they were in amazement, and they're asking, how do we get invited to this outing?
I think I wore this out in public a couple times. One time was at Troy Burry's house.
The power outage.
The power outage part.
Yeah.
And
the jackets shine bright. I mean, we didn't need the power was.
When I walked into Troy Burry's house, I believe Schiavone's wife was there. Pretty sure Sparky, a couple other wives, Mick's wife, and it was like they had whiplash as soon as I walked through the door.
I thought it was. Wow.
Yeah, I thought Troy would have to work on their necks a little bit to kind of fix them because they snapped. Their heads snapped right onto me. So,
hey Joe, that all of our children, there's a lot of kids the same age in the golf group. That so many of them came to your house and you let them all put the red jacket on. I thought was another awesome gesture that only a guy like you would do. I heard there's a line down the street. Everyone just put the coat on. I know my three boys made it down there.
Well, yeah, we stood in front of the fireplace with trophies, and I think a couple of news stations were here to document it.
So, I do love the thought that you've got a shirt that you got.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to, I've become attached to the jacket, and it's a slim chance that Bob and I don't repeat. I thought I'd have like a backup.
Are you wearing the shirt now?
Commemorate. I have the shirt on now. It's a Hawaiian shirt with me and Bob's faces.
This might be the interview honor of a lifetime. My incompetent production team is not able to pull the video up, but Bob, we have video. You actually wore that jacket to Y Live, and the crowd parted as you walked through. I heard is what the video shows.
Yeah, it was Kid Rock. Yeah. Kid Rock.
Crowd parted. Crowd parted, and he summoned you to the stage.
No, he just kind of said, hey, in his words, what's up with that?
Wow, that's pretty wild. That's pretty crazy. The red ball is about golf, I guess. Talk to me. I guess first let's go back to the round. What besides Stu's 7 balls in the water that day, the Kenny's?
There's only 3, maybe 4.
Well, it's been a year of inflation. What other shot stands out as the shot that was?
My opinion, it was my second shot on 18.
Yeah.
I bailed out so far to the right. I hit a nice, I think it was like a utility club down the middle, 180, 85 in.
It's
And I
about what
just,
Palo had when you talked him into the water.
he didn't go in the water. I kept him out of the water. But what's funny is I remember when Palo almost did hook it into the water. I'm like, that's what came to mind on that second shot.
So many red ball champs must get to that tee box on 18 and everything is shaking in your body. And you think, my God, the tee shot's down the middle, I'm home free. And then comes that second shot. And you're like, holy shit, I forgot about that
Duck
one.
hook, yeah.
Well, if I didn't experience Palo, I may have hooked it into the
Nice.
water.
Your win, how did that change your golf season?
My handicap dropped about 3 strokes this year.
Yeah, and I shot the best round of my life, invitational outing for Steamers. I was just in the zone, and I rarely break 90. I broke 80 for the first time in my life.
There's an audio.
As a red,
did you say 80 or 180?
I broke 80 for the first time in my life. I don't warm up. I don't go to the range. I bought some new clubs, maybe took one lesson, and I just went out and shot a 77.
Once you're a winner, it's easier to win. You know, once you get that first success under your belt, you know, the nerves and you're more mature. I don't know how you call it, but you know, it just kind of snowballed after that.
It's an evolution of your skills.
You know, what's been interesting is watching you both personally over the year. I think both of you look like 6'4" to me now, the way you carry yourselves. And I think, Bob, you had a record year in closing loans. I mean, the numbers you put up for PNC, and Joe, the product sales are just going out the window for you guys. You guys are just crushing it. Red Jacket carryover as well, you think?
Well, there's a line in a Zach Brown song. What's it called? My Old Man. It's a very emotional song, but you know, I can understand what you're saying. One of the lines in that song, I think Zach Brown kind of says he was a giant. And so I could understand what you're saying, because I have had people kind of in admiration come up to me and kind of look up.
You probably weren't aware, but people whispering behind you thought, like, you know, you might have had some skin tucks or, you know, lost some weight. And I said, no, they won the Red Jacket. That's the difference you're seeing. There's no plastic surgery. That's just what one big win can do to a person.
Yeah, well, you have to carry yourself as a red ball champion. It's a legacy now.
You guys have talked a lot about service and grace. Have you talked about repeat?
I don't think it needs discussed. We both want it. We both want it.
It's a goal. It's a goal that goes without saying.
No one's ever done it.
What have you done to manage your off-field distractions that happen a lot? Obviously, you're clearly watching Travis and Taylor and how they're trying to control their, you know, actions and stay pros that they are, the pros that you are in golf. How are you arriving in Florida and managing the distractions that come with being Red Jacket?
Well, I rely on my wife. You know, she keeps me grounded. You know, sometimes I'll just say I get ahead of myself a little bit, and she has the ability to ground me and kind of bring me back in.
Joe, do you take credit for the fact that let me see, Pregabon's coming back, Troy Burry's coming back, Palo's coming back? Do you think your red ball victory was key to those gentlemen saying, I have to get back to this event?
You know, not win and then decide maybe, hey, I'm not going to go. You know, that fear of missing out on the opportunity to wear the red jacket is a huge draw. And I think Bob and I set a great example.
But I don't think those guys come back if, like, for fuck's sake, Maddock and Mitchell win it. I mean, no one's gonna. We're all probably not going to come back at all. But I think when guys like you win it, that it really sets a bar. That
no, you're right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everybody wanted to be Tiger at Augusta. That's why they strive to come back year after year.
Thinking about who's coming, I mean, your victory, I give complete credit to Maruka becoming the rookie that everyone's watching this year. I mean, I was there when he heard that you guys won the red ball, and he's like, what the fuck's red ball?
He played college football. You know, he couldn't get into Georgetown, so he ended up going to Holy Cross. And, you know, I'd want him on my side every day because he's a competitor. And when it comes to golf, especially at this new, you know, the red ball this year, he's a sleeper pick. That's for sure. Absolute sleeper pick.
Who do you not want to receive a drunken handshake from more? Maruka or Costco?
Swallow your,
yeah. I mean, I'm not sure who I want.
I think Drew's got him on the grip.
Yeah.
I've heard bones crack in my hand from Costco.
Yeah. But Maruka's paws are just giant.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I didn't realize he wanted to go to Georgetown and ended up at Georgetown Light over at Holy Cross.
yeah. Well, he's a DC boy. They all strive to get into Georgetown.
What is the importance to you guys personally? Having the golf trip, the work that Dan puts in, and just the camaraderie of the group.
And brotherhood.
Yeah. It's kind of a fraternity, brotherhood, friendships. Everybody gets along. Everybody bitches about each other, but that's you bitch, you get pissed. 5 seconds later, you could give two shits about it.
If I could be honest, I guess this is the first time hearing that that people bitched about me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
When you explain to non-golfers or people not part of the pack about the pack and the need and want for the trip, how do you explain it?
I've been in probably like 3 golf groups. We had a Myrtle Beach golf group, then we had a Pinehurst golf group. Now, I got invited to this one, the Schiavone group. This is by far the best. I don't know if it's because of age. People are different. I don't know what it is, but the camaraderie of this group it's pretty cool. Yeah. But the longevity of it, the consistency of it, it's just cool as hell. It's a lot of fun.
Just it's a good place for me to just go and hang out and talk about life.
Which day is most like Christmas morning to you?
There's 2, I would say, events that are 2 moments of the golf trip that are really exciting for me. Is one, when we all hook up in the airport bar. I don't know what bar we hook up in. Fridays, I think
TGI Fridays.
Yeah. Whenever I arrive, there's already 4 or 5 guys sitting around the bar, sitting around the tables. You walk in and everybody's yelling. Then the second, we'll just say moment is first tee, first day.
For me, it's tonight. I scheduled my ship sticks for tomorrow. So,
what players from the group most likely to lose their ball on the number 1 hole?
Number 1, Matic, for sure.
Who is most likely to have a winning score going into 18 and tank it on the last hole?
Oh, Eric Rapp. Absolutely Rapp.
Who's
Scrubber. I would say Scrubber.
Scrubber too? Wow.
Yeah, he really? Took shit out of it.
Who's most likely
18
to bring a fraudulent backup red ball? Even if it's impossible, if it was possible, who would you watch most?
Pregabon.
Pregabon. You watch Pregabon the closest. All right.
Yeah. He won't do it. He'll do it subliminally. He won't realize he's doing it.
Who's gonna be the most drunk by the 3rd hole?
Pregabon.
Pregabon.
Mark Brown. Mark Brown.
Mark Brown. Yeah.
I don't know. He's been very mature the past year. I'm proud of him. Yeah. But maybe he'll fall off the cliff again since he's.
Who are your roommates this year?
Rich Wise and I are standard roommates every year.
Bob, considering your past comments, did you make Rich have to change out of the tidy whities into something else?
Yeah, he has cool underwear on now.
Nice.
I think I influenced him walking around with modern underwear.
Do you like boxer briefs or what's
boxer briefs?
I guess that is one of the unique things about a golf trip, aside from the golf and the drinking and the eating, is the whole roommate thing is just something we obviously don't get a chance to do 51 weeks of the year. And those things that happen in hotel rooms, like me seeing Ike fixing plumbing in his underwear.
What I find comical is as we get older, there's more and more CPAP machines that come down every year. There's probably like 4 guys that lug their CPAP machines down. Rich being one of them now, but
14 more people who should bring them. I've had Brownie as a roommate. I had Safara. And the coolest thing with Safara was you'd have thought it was Halloween because Missy packed like a whole other suitcase of treats. I don't know what their house looks like at home. All I know is that damn dresser in the hotel was lined up with Twizzlers and Smarties and little caramel white things. Well, fellas, I'm glad for the night. I'm glad for the time to revisit the championship. Congrats for a good year and good luck trying to repeat. Just I hope you finish first right behind us. Whoever my
Yeah,
partner
I
is.
don't think I think we're gonna do it again, Bob.
Yeah.